Today's show is again brought to you by Boohoo Man, where you can get an extra 10% off their current discounted clothing range now. So up to 40% off the standard price. Very, very good indeed. The range of clothes is absolutely brilliant, from tracksuits to nightwear, going out, holidays, some trendy stuff, some stuff for the youngsters, some stuff for the older people, and their active gym range is absolutely impeccable. So if you want up to 40% off now, use our promo code TFT10 and our exclusive link that you'll find inside the description below. Now, a lot's gone on at Man United over the course of the past week or so. Lots of big media claims, lots of stories coming out of disharmony, captaincies being stripped, player leaks, player arguments, the club in turmoil. Who is the manager going to be? Should we have let Donny van der Beek go? Should Anthony Martial have been allowed to leave? There's been a lot of talk. Loads. Now, the rest of Saturday, we're focusing on the top four race with Tottenham, Arsenal playing, and the title race with Liverpool and City. That's where our focus is going to be. Tomorrow, we're going to move back onto Manchester United as they play Leeds, a huge, huge game in the English calendar. But I wanted to say my piece on everything that's come out. We have seen, and I understand why, Ralf Rangnick and his players talk about how the dressing room now has a better atmosphere than a few weeks ago. And now it's about performing well, togetherness on the pitch, and winning games. They are things we can influence. And this very much echoes exactly what I said yesterday. If Maguire and Rashford's claims that the media are making up stories, I mean, their claims are, and Ralph's, because he said the same thing, that the media's claims of disharmony and problems in the dressing room, they said that these things are not true. They said that these stories are being completely and utterly made up. There is no truth to them whatsoever. None. So as you can see here with my response, I'll scroll down to, if the media is lying about the players about players and starting issues, I expect to see the players come together and create a united front and improve dramatically. Now, I got slammed by a lot of people, as you can see in the comments. If you go through the comment section here, you can see people slamming me for this. But it very much echoes exactly what Ralf Rangnick has said. You know, it's about creating a better atmosphere and then showing it on the pitch. And people kind of ignored that element of what Ralf had to say yesterday. Of course, we've seen Marcus Rashford do the same thing this week and call out Christian Falk and say that the story of the English players, some of the English players, Maguire and Rashford and co., being irritated by Ronaldo is not true. Categorically not true in any way, any shape, or any form. That's their claim. That's what they are saying. That is what they are telling us. So what I now expect to see categorically is deliverance. It is time to shut up and win games. It is time. You've had your say now. You've told Man United fans these stories are not true. We have an abundance of quality in this squad. Don't let us get sidetracked. This squad is full of top quality. Varane, De Gea, Varane, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cavani. Not everybody has to like these players, but Fred and McTominay are still better than the vast majority of Premier League midfielders. They just are. Because you can go out and probably find 10 to 15 midfielders in the Premier League that you would rather have in your team than them two, okay? But the lion's share of those players are going to be at Liverpool. They're going to be at Chelsea. They're going to be at Man City. They're almost impossible for Man United to even sign. They're still good enough. That midfield was good enough to get second in the league last year. That midfield was good enough to qualify for the Champions League 2 years running. There is quality. Don't forget Jadon Sancho as an example. There are lots of quality players in this Manchester United squad. They just are. My feeling all year has been there's been a mentality issue at the football club. I believe there's been disharmony between players. I believe that certain individuals have had their noses pushed out of joint. I believe that some players have come in and tried to raise the standards of the football club. And it's annoyed certain people, or it's frustrated people because suddenly they're not the top dogs in that dressing room anymore. I believe that certain players have not wanted to listen to Ralph Ragnick, who's trying to make them work harder. Let's not forget the origins of some of these stories here. It was only a few weeks ago we were calling these players lazy. We were calling these players insubordinate. We were saying these players don't care. Now suddenly we're believing every word that comes out of each and every single one of their mouths. I find it strange. But I'm willing as a Man United fan to accept it. But it's time for these players to shut up and perform on that football pitch. Show us you're United. We've got a good manager, not a world-class manager, but a good manager. We have a very good squad of players. The squad's so good that not a single rival would allow you to not claim that we should be challenging for the title at the beginning of the season. You couldn't get a rival to allow you not to say that. Very few people predicted we would fall outside the top four. And almost nobody said we'd be playing as bad as we are. No one. Barely anybody that I've seen of any note. So come together now and deliver. You continue to claim, and the media's lying, the media's lying, the media's lying. But are they? Prove it to us on the pitch. And what's really interesting to me is we've seen on a number of occasions over the years, here's Jose Mourinho back in 2018 saying, you media repeat 1,000 times my relation with my players is not good. It's a lie. I like my players. I enjoy the fight to finish last season to get the best position for the last 5 years. I'm going to enjoy this season again. I mean, that was said in the August leading up to him being sacked. And we also know that that was a lie. The media were absolutely spot on about that one, you know, about that one there. It's one of those things. Yeah, you also got you had this back in May 2016, and this is the irony of this is crazy. Van Gaal calling out the media, saying he doesn't discuss it with his friends in the media who have already sacked him for 6 months. He was angry that the media was saying you're going at the end of the season. From December 2015 until he was sacked in May, the media were telling us Man United are going to appoint Jose Mourinho. He is done. He is finished. He's going to get sacked. Man United fans, including me, this is the entire time said, stop lying, stop creating a divide. They weren't lying. There was no smoke without any fire. These things were going on. They just were. You know, we talk now about, the players, they're definitely not leaking information about training. This went on the whole time under Ollie. This is back in October 2022. One Man United player this week privately told a friend that training is so basic and lacking in creativity and said Solskjaer feels insecure at the moment. Again, at the time, look at the first few comments here. A friend of a friend of a friend, effing bullshit. Shut up, mate. It's funny how all these stories seem to come out when we play bad. It's clear it's all bullshit. We've been defending. We continue. And if you go back and look at these claims that have been made, and you look at the responses from Man United fans, some of them don't have, there were smaller accounts that put that news out. But if you go back and look at the responses, we've always done this. We've always gone, the media's lying. The media's chatting shit. And then 2, 3, 4 months later, when it comes to fruition, we're left looking like dickheads. Dickheads. Every single time. I'm not suggesting that the media don't get things wrong. The sources don't get things wrong. But when the stories are thick and they are fast, when the stories are well-rounded and from multiple different sources, I believe there is no smoke without fire. There's a very famous case of Bruno Fernandes being accused of wanting Ollie sacked. And that was one random pinpoint story with no other noise around it. I kind of get those being called out. But the rest of it is too frequent, too much noise around certain players. For me, there is an element of truth. And of course, things can be fabricated. I have had no personal meetings with any players about removing anybody of the captaincy. What does this mean? When I think meeting, I often think oak desk, tea, coffee, biscuits, everybody sitting down in a soup having a big discussion. That probably didn't happen. Standing next to a senior player or two, discussing something in training about how do you think somebody's handling the captaincy. You can call that a meeting. You can just call it a discussion amongst colleagues. Semantics are at play here. Don't get twisted. However, like I said at the beginning of this video, the Man United players and management have spoken. They have told us there is unity, togetherness, and a happy atmosphere. So let's see it on the pitch. I'd love to be proven wrong here. I would love for there to be a togetherness, a united front, a siege mentality against the media, against the naysayers, against people like me right now that don't believe things are as sunshine and rainbows, as Care Bear happy as Man United are making out. So as I say, wipe your mouths, move on, put down, deliver, shut up, and show us on the football pitch. Beat Leeds. Beat Atletico Madrid. Win 3 or 4 games on the bounce in the Premier League. Like, by the way, we should be on a really good streak right now. Should have beaten Villa. Should have beaten Villa. Beat West Ham. Should have beaten Burnley. Should have beaten Southampton. We did beat Brighton. Should be on a 5-game winning streak. I think we won the game before Villa as well. Maybe. We should be on a 5, 6, 7-game winning streak here. That's my point. And in those games, ironically, barring Brighton, where we weren't the better team, we were the better team throughout those games. We beat Brentford in that mix as well, sorry. We were the better team over the course of 90 minutes. We were still the better team in the majority of those matches because we've got more quality than those teams. So this ain't a quality issue. It's a mentality issue. Why is there a weak Is it the expectation? Well, listen, come together, unify, win these football matches, get it done. Get it done right now. Thank you to Boohoo Man for sponsoring today's show. Use promo code TFT10 and our exclusive link in the description below. Take a look at their new clothing range. Get up to 40% off. Our absolute pleasure. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all soon.